Seattle Sounders hosting Atlanta United, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on Fox and FOX Deportes as well. And Sounder at Heart, which if you're a Sounder fan, you already read them. If you're not, I recommend going. It's great coverage about the Seattle Sounders. They put together a piece of statistically just how good this start to the year has been for Seattle. There's talk it's the best start in franchise history. It's tough to put everything together, especially with the way last year looked and the way the league changes and opposition and all of those things. But they're on pace for 91 points right now in the season, which
Good
is
Lord.
Ridiculous, probably unsustainable.
Especially from the Sounders.
Yeah.
You know, the slow starts, like they're notorious for that.
Which is why this has been so mind-blowing. One of the stats that jumped out to me is Raul Ruiz-Diaz. He 1.2 goals/assists expected per game, more than anyone else in MLS, but he actually hasn't finished at the highest rate he could have for expected goals. So he could still be better if he had been a little bit cleaner, which is scary for all those teams out there
Yes.
to think about. And then let's think about them as a team. Charlie, Nico Lodeiro, the report coming out this week that it'll be until June for him to make his full return. We saw him for a few minutes off the bench, clearly not fully fit. And also, why rush him at this point? How much better can this team get bringing him back?
Well, this is arguably the best we've ever seen the Sounders at this stage in the season. And I think to myself, teams typically aren't great to start the year, right? It takes them some time, takes some players a month, 2, 3, 4 to get into a rhythm, get that fit and their fitness up and their form. But this Seattle team is playing at their best with what they have now, and they're missing the most important part of that team, which is Nico Lodeiro. So to imagine what he's going to bring to this squad, and I love what Kellen Rowe has done coming in. He's kind of been one of those players who has made a real impact. The back three with Arriaga, Yaimar, Gomez, and Tolu, like they've also looked super strong. They play well together. Brad Smith as a wing back. Alex Roldan has improved tremendously as a right wing back. Christian Roldan has always been the utility player, covers the whole field, every inch of grass on the pitch. He's been fantastic with his work rate. And I've always loved Ruiz-Diaz, his presence, his runs, intelligence, his finishing. But you throw in Lodeiro, who can change the pace, the set pieces, the switching of attack, just the ideas that come with a Nico Lodeiro. This team is just going to be so dynamic and dangerous. Will Bruin is like, he's a great substitute. He's been forced to play and he's done okay. But again, you have opportunities with Freddie Montero to come in. You get him going. We're starting to see Danny Leyva back. That was a player that everyone talked about as a young up-and-coming player. Atencio, can't forget about him. His first 2 matches, I thought he was stellar. So this team has youth. They have experience. They're scoring goals. You even saw Stefan Cleveland come in goal, and there wasn't a drop-off.
Yeah.
So credit to the staff, credit to the players that they're pushing for more, and they've set a standard. Seattle Sounders have set the standard. We are the best team in Major League Soccer, and we have ambition to always be the best team, that we're competing for records, for trophies, for points. And that's really encouraging. I love to see it. Their fans deserve it, and it's just incredible for the league.
They're one of the model franchises since they've come into the league. Won Supporters Shield, which is not a negative. It was a great team in 2014, but as you said, they haven't had big starts. They want to compete for trophies. I don't want to say this in a negative way of like it's this or bust or it's bad, but they have to win Supporters Shield this year. Smetzler's never won it as a head coach in his time, and it feels like with this start, that's got to be the expectation for this club.
I think if you're going to improve this side, well, you get Lodeiro back. Do you play him next to João Paulo? Do you play him as that 10? You move Roldan back to the player next to João Paulo. You can improve in that spot that Will Bruin's in. You can improve, I'd say, another center back. Arriaga has done well, but you could go out and get, maybe it's a young up-and-coming American center back, maybe through their academy system. But this is a team that has a lot of strong pieces. And it's just continuing to foster that young generation, the up and coming players, to get them looks.
That's why you picked them preseason to win Supporter Shield, right?
Yeah, of course.
Put it down, Anders. Make sure you go back and check out those graphics. Let's make sure we get Charlie on the right side of history here. They're playing against Atlanta United. For Atlanta, this is an interesting one. Obviously, they get the emotional win last week. I've said it on this show a lot. They struggled to score goals, but you'd assume Seattle, while they're comfortable sitting a little bit deeper and hitting in transition, it won't be like the teams that have come to Atlanta so far this season. So maybe this is a good opportunity for Atlanta to create some opportunities, not against a super low block and having to pull it apart and, throw numbers forward and all that. Could be an opportunity for them. It would be a statement win as well on national TV to kind of say that they're back under Gabriel Heinze. So that one, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time on Fox and Fox Deportes.